Welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I'm your host, Glenn Pooh Harding, and tonight's guest is my boy Pat Burke. That's right, the Bishop Ford at Wagner College great. And tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Styles by Nita, Unique Creations, and 496 Sports. Let's get it.
Y'all ready? Yeah. You have just stepped out into the world of chaos. Where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody. Get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
Pat Burke is in the building. Where you was on your way to, man? You ain't get to the crib yet?
No. I ain't get indoors. I'm outdoors.
Right.
You know?
Right. What's going on, man?
Everything is good, man. How you doing, man? What's
I'm
up?
good, brother. I'm good.
What's going on?
You just need to get some pictures. You got some light where I can see you. There you go. I can see you a little bit. There you go. Right there. There you go.
I go down a little where it's light.
Yeah. Yo, you looking like an Israelite out there, fam. That's good, man. I wait for mine to come back. I've been cutting mine down since the coronavirus, you know. I didn't want to be whooping. But look.
I ain't cut mine in a couple years. Really.
Yeah, brother. I should have let mine just hang down like you, man. That's good, brother. So, what we like to do is ask everyone, right up for the jump. Who introduced you to the game?
My brother.
Yeah?
Yeah, my brother.
Brother. Well, he took you to the park? He just take you to the park and put the ball in your hand?
Yeah, he took me to the park. I was there watching him play. And I wanted to leave, you know. And then, but by the end of the day, I was over. I ain't want to leave no more, you know. And then after that, he had to get me out of the park. I was probably like 6 years old, probably. Yeah.
Wow. And you fell in love with it after that?
Fell in love with it after that. Watching the early games, Knicks, all that, fell in love. That was it.
Was you a guy who used to go to like all the different high school games back then and seeing all the older guys play?
No. I didn't get to go to no high school games. I didn't go to any games. I just used to look in the paper. Because my brother, he plays, so I just read the paper and just hear the names of who, all the people, what they were doing, how much they scored, and, I just was imagining, what they did. But I didn't know who was who. I just knew the names. I didn't know the faces.
Who did your brother play for?
Bishop Lachlan.
Legendary. This is why you guys are so in love with Bishop Lachlan, with you back then, because you had some heritage there, right? Your brother went there. That's some place you wanted to go.
My brother-in-law went there. My brother. Yeah, I like the family school.
Okay. What junior high school did you go to?
I went to Holy Spirit Catholic school with, Ra, a bunch of Troy, Doug, a bunch of us went there. The whole lot. It's like people went from there to Lachlan, if you play ball.
Oh, yeah? Troy Douglas, definitely my guy. Grady Great.
Shaw, you know, Groove, Sean, Scarborough, a bunch of people, you know.
And did you play there? You played for your junior high school?
Yeah, I played. I played. I wasn't that good though back then, you know. Actually, a girl was starting over me, so she
Really?
yeah. So yeah.
It takes a real man to say that, Pat.
I was coming. I was like, yo, I can't be too nice, yo. A girl's starting over me. I can't be that nice, man. So I gotta work. It's like I gotta get better, you know.
Who's the best player in your neighborhood at that time?
Back then, I probably didn't know who was the best player. I just used to play, you know, in the park with people in the school, in the backyard, and, you know. So I didn't know who was the best player in the neighborhood. But probably to me, my brother. Or, yeah, probably my brother, man, to me.
As it should be, you know, your brother being your hero,
And
somebody
I'm
that
talking
you
about
look up to.
like 3rd, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade. So, yeah.
Okay. So you already named some of the guys that you came up with: Troy Douglas, Groove, right? A lot of these dudes is big in the streets and heavy in the ball scene. What was it like playing? Well, first of all, I don't want to jump to Bishop Ford. Where did you go to high school first? Let's talk about that, the process.
Laughlin. Bishop Laughlin.
What happened while you was at Bishop Laughlin, Pat?
I wasn't that good. I used to sit the bench, joke around, you know. I didn't get to stay there, you know. I was out of there after a year.
What'd you say?
I said I was out of there after a year. Hold up. What's good?
What's going on,
How are you, man?
Good?
I'm good.
Because of the politics?
No, because they kicked me out. They kicked me out.
Right. And then where did you go?
And then I went to it's like a private school downtown, Borough Hall.
So Bishop Laughlin put out a lot of ball players. So where did you go? Where did you go after Bishop Laughlin?
I went to this little school, Borough Hall Academy, for a little bit. Then that school closed, and I went to Power Memorial.
Really? Yeah, I remember you telling me that. Stim just mentioned it too, Power Memorial.
Yeah, I went to Power Memorial.
Did you go there because of what Chris Mullen and what Kareem and the legacy? Did you know about that?
Nah, I didn't know about that. I knew about Kareem, but I just went. Like nobody knew me. They didn't tell me to come to the school, nothing like that. I just went to that school. My parents, they want me to go there. I went.
How was your time at Power Memorial?
Oh, it was great. It was great. I mean, the school was great. Everybody, you know, all the people I met. But I didn't play a lot. I didn't play too much. I was still getting, you know, they had, I ain't gonna say I got jerked or they got their team, but they had their players, and I was just, you know, I was probably like the 10th man. You know, but they were stacked. Power was stacked all the way. Freshman, JV, varsity team, stacked. Probably
who was on Power Memorial that, you know, we probably know about?
Varsity was Mel Kennedy, Darryl Walker, who else? Brian Young, Jason Williams,
Jason that went to Crescent King was at Power Memorial first?
Yeah, yeah. He was there. We was in the same. Yeah, we
Wow.
was in my grade. We was on the same team.
How
Freshman
was it
team
like
was
watching
there.
all these guys, yo? Like we talking about some future New York City legends at that time.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It was good. It was like, that's when I was like, wow, this is like how this is basketball. This is, I see who, how real ball was. Seeing real nice play, it was different. Just it could get better off of that. All you could do, get better.
Now did the school close a year two after that, or that after that year?
No, after that year, school closed.
Because you talking about a lot of these guys, they wound up finishing their career at other places. That's why I asked you that,
At
including
other
yourself.
schools, put it like this. First of all, it was so many players at that school, and it had an A team, varsity A, varsity B. I didn't know if I was going to even make. I didn't know. I didn't know if I was going to make varsity if the school would have stayed open. There was so many players,
Wow.
So really, the school closing was good for everybody, a lot of people, because they got a chance to go somewhere else and play. And like everybody who came from Power, wherever they went, they did good. All Hallows took it. And they had all the Power. They had like 5, 6 people from Power, I think. So
And the
next year,
fact that them guys with the Power Memorial went somewhere else, it just made it even better.
yeah. It's like how when everybody transfers from Hamilton.
Right, right.
Like that. Like everybody transfers from Aham. It was the same like that.
Yeah, because a lot of guys who went to Alexander Hamilton, the majority of them went to Boys and Girls.
Right.
And Boys and Girls made it to the city championship that year,
Right.
even though he lost to Truman, right? But
But
all of their players from Alexander Hamilton, Ed Davender, who else? Double Dog, Elmer Anderson, a lot of those guys.
yeah, but then whoever you went, look, Gerald, he went to Western House. They did.
That's right.
Wherever they
Kimball went to
went,
Bishop Ford.
Kimball went to
Bishop Lockland.
everybody, same thing.
Okay. So now, what made you go to Bishop Ford to play for Coach Nash?
Well, it was from Power. It was gonna be Brooklyn. I wasn't going nowhere. I was staying in Brooklyn, going back to Brooklyn to school. So I wasn't going to public school because I didn't do public school like that back then. So figure it was either Lockland, Nash, or Zavarian, or Bishop Ford. I already went to Lockland. Zavarian is all boys. Nash was like, they were the worst team. You know what I'm saying? Like so it's Bishop Ford.
Okay. And Nash did improve some years later, for sure. Once
Later on, they did good. But when I was there, when we were there, they wasn't that good.
How was your time at Bishop Ford and playing for Coach Nash?
It was good. It was good. It was good on the court. But it was good on the court. Off the court, he was probably didn't do as good as he should have, like with my colleges. But on the court, it was good. I did good.
Okay. Who was in your team during that time? Who was some of the guys you played with at Ford?
Pete Nash, the coach's son. Harry Gordon.
Nice, the rapper, definitely.
Yeah, a rapper. So, and that's a whole nother story. But Harry Gordon.
Yeah, my guy Harry Gordon for sure.
Yeah, that's really, there's some other people, but Harry and Pete Nash.
Okay. How did you guys do? As far as playoffs and advancing in the Catholic School League?
We made it to the playoffs. We lost to LaSalle. First The first round at our school that we should have won, but we lost to LaSalle.
Who LaSalle had back then?
They had Tony Blackman, and they had another guard. I forget his name. He was good though.
He was tough. He was tough. Okay.
Yeah, Tony Blackman, that was my man.
Back in high school, who you consider like your toughest competition?
Me personally, me or just my school?
Both. Let's talk about your school and then individually.
My toughest competition, probably Ice Leslie, because you know he was the best at the position. So you know, and school, probably Lachlan, because for me, you know, that's where I used to go, and you know, I always wanted to beat them, and you know, do better like that. Yeah.
How did y'all do against Lachlan during your time in high school?
We won at their school. They beat us at our school. But probably the toughest was Christ the King, the in the Catholic for us. But
who did Christ the King have?
They had Frankie Walker. Jay was a junior. They had a crew, man. Who they had? Frankie Walker, Brian Royal. Yeah. Like I said, Jay was coming off the bench, so you already know.
Right.
Jay was coming off the bench. But they were stacked like they always are.
Right. What would you say was your breakout year?
Well, that was my only year, so that was my breakout year. That was my only varsity year. My junior year.
Wow. So you went from what? The first high school that you went to was what?
Bishop Lachlan.
Let's go down the line. Huh?
Lachlan.
And then you went to another school after that for a short period of time.
Right. That Burke
How long did you stay
Academy,
there?
that school closed. I stayed there for I stayed for the year, but I wasn't in the school for the year. But
so as you was going from different schools, your years of eligibility were counting down as well.
Right. But the years was counting down.
So everything
But
that
I
you
didn't know all that. We didn't know, I didn't know how years go. I didn't know that stuff. So when I went to Power, it was like, yo, you gotta go a year back because that school that I was at, the grades, their classes didn't count. But being that I got skipped in grammar school, it was like, okay, it's all good. I didn't know that they were gonna take a year from you.
Wow.
In high school. I didn't know that.
And it's so crazy, right? My guy Spice just joined in the room. What up, Spice? Spice was telling me something similar with him in his senior year, right? And how the powers that be took his senior year away from him. And when he come on the show, he's definitely going to explain that. Because if Spice wasn't ineligible, his senior year and my freshman year, I really think we would have won the whole thing. And I don't think it would have been a team that would have been able to beat us. But things like that happen, and we go through those things and then we persevere.
Even like Spice back then, I just read his name in the paper. I didn't know like them years. I didn't know who Spice was. I just knew who he was in the newspaper. But I didn't know who. I couldn't put a face on none of, but I used to just read about him. But yeah, I know Spice was.
Let me tell you, I used to hear his name ringing on this side, right? Far as when the Pearl era was going on, like his name was like one of the only names you would hear like gave Pearl a boogie back because he was a little younger than Pearl. But at the time, he showed his skills that he was going to be one of the next ones coming up. And by the time I got to Lincoln, his legendary status was huge.
That's right. That's my
definitely
brother.
One of the best players to ever come out of Coney Island. Ever.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
But yeah,
Yo, Stem, call Bullhead and let him know I'm on live, and then he should come by the crib if he is in Brooklyn. All right, Stem? Appreciate it, because he's calling me. All right. So, now, that in that 1 year, he said you should have asked Ray. Yeah, definitely. I already know, Spice. Your name ring bells crazy. So, in that 1 year, you was able to garner the attention of some Division I schools. How was like your last year? Like, tell me, how did you feel and how your confidence was your senior year?
my junior year, well, I ain't played varsity before. I barely played JV at Power. I ain't get no run freshman at, so it was really summer leagues. I get some play, getting better that way and working on the game. But when I was in Bishop Ford, I ain't think I was going to college or nothing, getting no scholarship. But then this one day I was like, damn, I might could get a scholarship, No, actually, from the summer, I knew I was nice when I started playing with Riverside. Truthfully, I knew I was getting better, That's when I really knew I could play a little. So then when I got to Bishop Ford, but then I didn't know if I was going to get a scholarship. But then I was like, yo, all I got to do is get them grades. I could go D1. And then, but I wasn't getting any heavy letters or anything because, I wasn't getting much. I was getting some things, but I knew I could go, I knew I could play D1, heavy D1. So I felt, I could play. I knew I could play D1 at that time after, playing in school, playing at Bishop Ford and what I was doing against everybody. I knew I could play,
Yeah. Oh, what up? Charles Jones in the building. Definitely another Bishop Ford great.
Yes.
He tell you some what's up, Pat.
Yes, what's good, Charles?
Yeah.
That's another one. I ain't know. I read about him. I used to just read about him.
Yeah, man.
So,
let me tell you. I used to see Charles Jones playing Brevoort, right? Him and his brother used to destroy. I think they had to be 10, 11 years old, maybe 12, killing.
Yeah.
And I used to see this little guy scoring and used to be making the crazy faces, beating his chest. And I was like, this at 10, 11, like this dude scoring, playing defense, and really into the game. And you can see why these guys became good because they were so competitive early on, right? And the play in Brevoort during that time, especially during our time, was definitely competitive. How did that shape you, Pat, playing in those tournaments like that, in the Sonny Lewis tournament?
Oh, that shaped me. That's how you really learn how to play, because that's when you was going against everybody. You know what I'm saying? Every team was stacked, or everybody, or all your peers you was playing against. Really, then, you go play in your camps and you kill in camp, but that might not work when you get around the way and play in the summer tournaments and the neighborhood tournaments. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, isn't that crazy? Right? You hear about dudes going away to camp, and we just wait for those dudes to come back, whoever they were, and then seeing how our game stacked against them. And then we become those guys. And now we got the mark on our back, right? So it's definitely the process that you have to go through being a guy coming up in New York City and in Brooklyn.
Yeah, but that tournament was that was a good one. We always in that. That was great. Yeah, that was good.
What your team was the Unity Warriors, right?
My team, I don't even remember the name, but I know it was
Yo, Pat Alphonse, if you're in the building, let us know. Yo, let me tell you something. I'll give you a story.
Kenny Kings, I know that.
Huh?
I said I know Pat was on Kenny Kings.
Yeah. Listen.
On that team, we always in there. That was crazy.
But also, it was a year, you, Pat Alphonse, Antoine, Troy, all you guys on one team.
Yeah, that was later.
Okay,
That was later.
got you.
Youngsters.
Got you.
Youngsters.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's what it was. I remember those orange shirts.
Conrad, all us, yes.
All right, so let me tell you, when I was a freshman, Spice and Brevoort met in the championship, right? Because Coney Island had a team in the Sonny Lewis tournament. And I was so upset that I didn't make the team. Because Diggs, you know, rightfully so, he had all the older guys and some of the guys who came before me. And listen, I wasn't into basketball before I came to Lincoln. So by the time when I joined the team,
What's good, Spice?
they was already set and had their team ready to go. Well, anyway, that was one of the best games I've ever seen coming up. And Brevoort wound up winning. Right? Even though Coney Island had the majority of the high school basketball players. The guys who was on Brevoort, a lot of them didn't play high school basketball. But I vowed, for some reason, it was like I vowed to make sure the years after that I made sure that the Coliseum was my park, right? Because I had to watch my freshman year, watching my teammates play against the guys in my neighborhood. Yeah, Pat said that the name of the team was called the Youngsters.
That's right. We was the people's champs. We didn't win nothing, but we won everything. we won West Fork every year, but we didn't get no trophy, but we won every year.
Wow. Yo, Spice, you said they was cheating? Yo, look, it was a lot going on, and the house team wins, and when the house team wins, there's always speculation. Pat Alphonse said the same thing when we won it, Spice. Trust me. Yo, they gave it to the home team.
Just like when y'all beat us. Same thing. Is that Sonny
Yo,
Lewis.
fam. Yo.
They cheated us then, too.
Yo, fam. Our team was just as stacked. We had me, Charlie Robert, Shane Shit. Huh?
I came late. They started the game early, though. That's what happened, too. That championship game, we had 2 games in one day. Remember?
Shit like that happened. Shit like that happened. But look, I always found, you know, a pleasure in competing against you because we wound up somehow always having to guard each other in some way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then after all that, we wound up playing against each other in the Northeast Conference. You playing for Wagner, I'm playing for Phil Dickinson, right? My man, Rick Combs, who's your roommate, right?
Yeah.
Salute, Rick. He said to ask you what was it like playing against Rick Smits.
Rick Smits, you know. Well, Rick Smits, don't try to block his dunk. Your arm, you break your arm. That's what I really remember. You coming in when he come, yeah. But I used to have to guard him because they used to put me in any position. So, you know, that's what you're talking about.
Damn.
I used to have to guard Rick Smith, 7-footers, all of them, everybody.
How the hell Pat 6'4", 6'5" is guarding a 7-footer? And I remember you playing the 4. That was crazy, right?
Yeah, that was crazy, man. But
Pat, let's get some good dunk out there, Pat, let's get some real with some light.
All right, it's light right down the block right here.
All right.
Got you.
Okay. Spice said, let me see. The house team had guys that was in the high school. Yeah, Spice, I know. It wasn't like they was much older. It's just that those guys didn't play high school ball. So Diggs made sure that those guys was on the team. But I tell you one thing, after that game, a lot of those guys were offered junior college offers and prep school offers after that. So the game kind of benefited everybody at that time. I guess except you guys. For sure, Pat. Says a lot of the city great point guards are the Cardinal Hayes, my backcourt.
Who that?
Nate at 5-star. Who Cardinal Hayes had back then, Pat? Before we get to your college days.
Oh, he talking about Alvin Lott.
Oh yeah. How good was he?
Oh, he was nice. He was good. Like I said, the Riverside practices, I used to stay. So I used to watch all of them. So I remember him through that.
Who are some of the guys you played with at Riverside?
Claude. Remember Claude?
Claude Ferdinand, Talentine, definitely.
The whole Talentine crew. Ken Bryant. Let me think, man. So many, man. Sorry. So many.
My brother in the building. What up, Six? Say he played with Kenny Smith.
Yeah, so many years, man. I played with so many people there. So.
Okay. So now, your senior year goes well. You guys make to the playoffs. Were there other schools interested in you? Or are you interested in other schools besides Wagner?
Oh, yeah. I was interested in other schools. Really, I wanted to go to Louisville. I used to get a little bit of light from Louisville. They used to send me a couple letters, but nothing heavy. But St. John's I wanted to go to. But who was checking me really? Like Hofstra, the Brooklyn school, like LIU, St. John's, St. Francis, St. Peter's, the neighborhood, like the area schools. A lot of D2s, of course, a lot of those. Hofstra, that's what I was thinking about, but I could have went to prep. I would have had to go to prep school, then I would have went to Hofstra, which I should have probably did. But back then, going to prep school wasn't like, you wasn't really going to prep school like that.
It wasn't a thing to do.
Right.
And I think that's another thing that Spice could have benefited from, because I always wondered, was my coach holding him back or Spice didn't want to go? And I really didn't know these stories until I spoke to Spice and he started to reveal a lot of the things that was going on back then and what the PSL was doing. So now,
we outside,
that's right,
man,
we're having to Brooklyn.
New York City. Real New York, Brooklyn. Yeah.
I think Spice wanted to ask, who was the best point guard to come out of Talentine?
Probably John Johnson. John.
Listen, John Johnson had the biggest hands for a guard.
Yeah.
Especially for a small guard back then. And John used to give us inspiration because we was able to play against a guy every day in the summertime that was playing in the ACC. Right?
Okay.
Playing against all the big time players and then giving us some of that game. So definitely appreciate John Johnson.
That's right.
Definitely.
That's right.
So now we at Wagner, right? How was Wagner for you during your time there?
Wagner was good. I had to, you had to work for yours. I got there, they had the leading scorer in the nation and the leading assist man.
Mention his name, Pat. Let him know.
Terrence Bailey, leading scorer in the nation. 2 years, I think. He did a Charles Jones, right? He did a Charles Jones in our conference, right? Yeah, just like Charles, yeah. And the leading assist man in the nation, rebounder, damn near top 5. So so I just went there to learn and get some run. Sooner or later. But it was, the first year I didn't play much. It was, it was a good year. We made the playoffs. That's when you got to go against Rick Smiths and all of those. It was, it was heavy. You know how the league was. And
Yeah.
yeah, but I didn't play much. I watched.
What did you learn? What did you learn watching Terrence Bailey?
Oh, I learned how to score again. How to dunk on people. Like with like easy. Like a little couple dribbles, like quick moves. He was serious, man. He was serious.
Yo, listen, and you had such a deceptive game, and you would do that with guys. 1-2 dribble, you could dunk on them, right? Go to the hole, defend. Definitely had a nice mid-range. But if guys didn't know you was left-handed, Pat, I'd watch you give guys the business until they realize you're left-handed. Then you hear guys on the side yelling, yo, he left-handed, yo, he left-handed. And by the time it was already too late.
Exactly, yep.
Yeah. So I definitely remember those days. So now let's talk about some of the stories, right, that we shared playing against each other in college.
Right.
Right? Tell the people some of your experiences when y'all came to our school.
Oh. What are you talking about? On the court or off the court?
Let's talk we're on the court first.
On the court? Well, it was good battle. First of all, if I play and I'm playing against you, I gotta hold my own. So I can't, I gotta do something. I don't care if they play me 5 minutes. I gotta do something in 5 minutes if I'm playing against you. So that's number one. But it was battles, Y'all won. I don't know who won the most.
I think during our time, we did.
Yeah, you did. Y'all went. Yeah, y'all were better. But we won a couple. You know what I'm saying? I tell you what, I had like.
You guys was tough.
I had good numbers against you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And that was it. I look forward to it because afterwards I'm not leaving. I'm staying up there with you. I'm telling you, I'm staying here.
Yo, true story, people. Pat used to come to our school. Every time we played them, Pat never went back to his school with a team. He always stayed at Fairleigh. Oh yeah, my guy Desi Wilson was definitely a beast. Definitely lead scorer in school history. I don't know who has it now, but I know he was the guy when I was there. Played baseball and basketball. Well, he was like Paul Winfield. This guy was a physical specimen. So salute to my guy Desi. Yeah, listen, I just want to say this, and this is
oh, I can't forget my man Shake, of course, was with me too. Bernard Kelly.
That's right, Bernard Kelly. That's right. You guys played together. I spoke to Shake. We definitely on schedule to get him up here as well.
And him, it's funny because him, Laurel, and Pat was supposed to come. All three of them supposed to come to Wagner.
Just imagine that. Just imagine the fun we would have been having. We already was having a lot of fun anyway. Look, we had this supermarket and T-Net. This was like our own personal store. It was an 18-hour path mark, and Stem could vouch for this. Just let's say we used to go have our way, and when Pat used to come to the school, and we took him, to the store, and he saw how we was having our way in the store during our college days. Oh man, trust me.
Oh yeah.
We never starved, ever.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and my cousin was there too, right? Oh, and Mark. My two cousins went to FDU too.
Right. Yeah, I know, Stem. Look,
But
the
it's,
battle, Stem said you gave us buckets during those years, 80, 89. Look, we battled and we took that personal. I knew I was going to get mine, and I knew damn if Pat is going to step his game up because it was a Brooklyn thing, right? It was going back to the Sonny Lewis tournaments and competing again.
that's right.
So that made it fun. And just like how you mentioned, the Pat Alphonses, the Laurels, no matter who we played against, our relationship off the court was even stronger, even though we were competitors, right? Because that was the bond of the brotherhood was like coming up in Brooklyn.
That's right.
It says, Rick Combs said, Terrence dunked on Dre at LIU. He was in my ear the entire ride on the bus. What was that like, Pat?
Oh, that was before I got there. But
Who Dre? What Dre he was talking about?
Andre Irvin.
Really? Yo, let me tell you, I just gave Gary Irvin a shout out for one of his kids who started following me, and I definitely bigged him up to Jerry Ice Reynolds because Jerry Ice played with Andre at Alexander Hamilton.
Exactly.
And to see Andre Irvin, at LIU during those days was special because I didn't get a chance to see him in high school. I know it was big for Terrence to catch that dunk on Andre Irvin during that time because of his stature.
Yeah. But that's how, Terrence, that was him. He had his own stature. That way, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he wasn't worried, that's how he was. So even when I told him, I was like, yo, I got, Andre Irvin? He's like, Andre Irvin? You don't know what I done did to him? That's what he said to me. He's like, yo, well, you don't know what I did, so. He ain't look at it like that. He looked at it like he was the man. That's how he was all the time. There was nobody, Rick Smith, same thing. He'll tell you, yo, watch what I'm going to do to him. He, dunk on Rick Smith. He dunks on everybody.
Wow. So, how did you guys fare during that time while you was in college?
Most of the time we was 500, man. 500, maybe like, 17 at 15 or 6, 7, We never made it to the NCAA. We made it to like semifinals when I was there.
Okay. And then later on, Wagner became really, really good.
Yeah, then later on they did good.
Yeah. Okay. So, who would you say was the best high school player you played against?
Lloyd Daniels, of course.
For sure. He had to be in everybody's top 3.
Yeah.
Especially during our era. All right. The best college player you played against?
College. It's funny because a lot of schools we played, they had a lot of guys who went to the NBA. Just so happened we was in the NEC, but the school, the other school, a lot of pro players I played against. So I probably have to say Mark Jackson, St. John's, probably did the best.
Okay.
But it was a lot.
Yeah, listen, Spice made a good point. Spice said if you play defense, you're going to get dunked on. If you play defense, you're going to get floored. I tell my kids that all the time. You got to be in the action. You can't be afraid to get dunked on or get shook and not be in the action, right? I'd rather be in the action and not worry about the crowd and their oohs and ahs.
That's right.
Do you agree with that?
I agree with that. That's what they say. If you ain't get dunked on or shook or floored, you ain't really play nobody.
You ain't play nobody.
Competition.
Right.
You never got dunked on, you ain't play nobody. So, yeah. Definitely.
All right. So, who you say was the best pro you ever played against?
Uh, Best pro. Best pro. Shit, I don't know. Maybe Steph.
Okay,
Maybe
okay.
Steph. Maybe Steph.
That's honest. That's honest.
Oh no, Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett.
What did you play against Kevin Garnett?
In 155th. 155th.
During that time when he came down and gave everybody buckets,
Oh,
or his younger year?
Alonzo too. A lot of them in high school, like Alonzo, a couple people in high school, but you know.
Yo, listen, Mike Morrison. Let me get you a story.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, let me tell
story
you.
on that too.
Mike Morrison, I told Pat this, when I was a sophomore, Mike Morrison was kind of like, how I would describe him. He was like a miniature Michael Jordan in our league.
That's right.
What he was able to do, he could score, he could defend, could shoot. He just had all the tools, and this helped him to get drafted in the second round of the Phoenix Suns. But my sophomore year, he gave me 30, right? One of the three guys who I could say gave me the business. But as he's giving me the business, he was talking to me. Yo, you're going to be good. Yo, you're going to be good. Yo, that was good defense, man. Damn, oh, man, you tough. One time, I'm playing defense, and I got my foot on the offline, right? I got my foot out of bounds, 1 foot on inbounds. You can't do that now, but back then, try to use that as my advantage. He faked one way. I moved my foot off the baseline, and he turned around, went baseline, and dunked it on Elo. Remember Eric Odom?
Yeah.
Yo, Elo was so mad at me. But I was like, son, what you want me to do? Right? We wound up beating him because he didn't play on a really good team. But he did so well and got the scouts' attention that he was drafted in the second round. So all you guys out there who think it matters what school you go to, a big program, this guy was in Loyola, Maryland, losing almost every year, but killing and got his presence felt. So salute to Mike Morrison. What's your story with him, Pat?
Well, just like you say, I get there, you see Mike Morrison, he's the player of the year, he's the best player in the league, So we played them, and the first time, I think I had 30. I had 30 on him, first game. We lost, I think we might have lost by like 1 or so, and then we came back to our school, and it's like you said, he's always talking. He's always talking to you. Well, he wasn't really always talking to me, but I killed him. I think I dunked on him, and he told me, he said, yo, take it easy on me, man. He said, yo, take it easy on me, man. And I was like, wow, So that's my story on him. But I think I had like 30
he was a good guy. He was a good guy.
But he was like, yo, take it easy. But yeah, he dunked on that. He was crazy. He had everything. He was like Michael Jordan, like you say.
Yeah, he was definitely the Michael Jordan of our league. Another guy who we played against, who wound up going pro, was Mike Izzolino. Yeah.
And then they had, what the other dude, Joe Anderson.
Joe Anderson. Listen, Joe used to come up to me after the games and say, yo, I'm so glad your coach don't let you shoot the way my coach let me shoot, because we would never have a chance. Because they was allowed to shoot from anywhere on the court.
That's right. Well, you was like the point forward, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I appreciate that, my brother.
Yeah, you was the point forward. You did everything, You control. That's even when we play, you do that, When we played together, you controlling me, because you know me. You're like, right. Calm down. So you like the point forward. So
I appreciate
you ain't
that.
Gonna shoot that much. You're gonna have a solid all across the board. You ain't gonna have 35 and You gonna have like say, 16, 9, 8, 10 assists. You gonna have everything.
Listen, I always say that the good thing about me was, and I always kept it real with people. No matter what team I played on in my high school, prep, and college years, I was always the third leading scorer. But I was always the guy that you needed to win, right? No matter who the leading scorer on my team was, I definitely made my impact felt and made sure that my team was ready to play and had the mentality to compete.
That's right.
So those are a lot of my strengths. And I pride myself for only getting my ass bust 3 times in my life. That's just it. What up, Keith Stroud? Keith Stroud's in the building. What up? Yo, Keith, let's do this, man. We need to get to our schedule. What you say?
I said, what's good, Keith?
All right. So now let's talk a little bit about your time in Africa, right?
Yeah.
How was that?
Oh, that was incredible, man. That was crazy. That was the greatest experience ever for me. That was the greatest.
How did you get involved with that?
Well, shit, I always wanted to do it. I always said I'm gonna go do that. So some way it happened, but my boy Sean, he basically we met somebody who was connected that way with Africa, and they needed the country being at the genocide. The children were real down, so they they need something for the children to pick the children up, give them some hope. So there's some sport, different things, because there's a lot of orphans out there and everything. So, we the basketball camp would be a perfect thing. So that's what we did. We planned a basketball camp.
That's dope.
Camps, like one with the orphans and one with, I guess, like the best, more like the best players in the country. One with the orphanage and one with the best people in the country.
Look, to see you out there, brother, see you on Groove doing what y'all were doing out there in Africa for those kids and lifting up those spirits and making the connections that you guys made, I thought that was very big, man. And I always want to commend you on that. I told you this before, brother. I salute to you. We've been brothers for years. And that's what it's about, going and giving up yourself and helping other people achieve their goals and bring some kind of happiness to their lives.
Yeah, because we didn't get paid. It wasn't no pay. We just went, did it on the strand. We didn't get no money. It came out of our pockets. So, it's more like to just change the attitudes of the children out there, just to let them know what they could be, because truthfully they don't know. They think, they don't realize who they are. The African children, they don't know how good they are. And a lot of, they don't see the talent that they have out there. So we just, I went to show them that and let them know what they could be and what they could do out there, basically, They could start an NBA, they could do all that stuff out there. They got it all. They got the money and they got the talent, And,
True.
And they need to, we got the height, we got the size, so they need to start playing like, all around. They out there, they got the big men playing down low all the time, so. Just to change the way they do things, change their game and their attitude. They're real nice. They real, like they won't, like if you're in the way, they're not gonna keep going through you. They're just gonna stop and pass to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So now you gotta go around them, go through them, dunk on it. So
y'all both the American game down there.
Yeah.
Some of the hood toughness. Okay.
Yeah, and before we got there, the highest they ever went in the Nationals was like maybe 5th place, 6th place. But ever since, they've been like 3rd place, 1st place, championship, and I was like say from 6 years old to like 17. that we were dealing with, like 200 kids. So
Wow.
it was good. Most of
Yeah,
them were national teams.
Okay. My guy Ross 830 said, ask Pat, who's the best player on Eastern Parkway?
So it's the whole Eastern Parkway from the beginning to end?
Facts.
Well, it has to be, if you ask me, it gotta go between Groove, me, and the late great, my dog, Mo Kirby. Might be a tie.
Respect to my guy Mo Kirby for sure.
Might be a tie. That's
Okay,
a whole nother show. You got to do that. Man, you got to do just everybody got to talk about Mo. You got to always talk about Mo Kirby, man. Great Mo Kirby, man. He done did that some he done did something with all us.
Yeah.
So, we gotta, So
salute Mo Kirby.
That's the best. But I say, yeah, I'll leave it at that. Well, then again, Rolando Blackman lived next door to me, so he live in the next building.
He might be the one. Pat.
Yeah, he's the one, but he's the one. But he didn't live there all the time like we did. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. But during y'all era, definitely those three definitely stand out. Groove, you, and Mo Kirby.
Yeah.
What about Al Woodson? Who's Al Woodson? From Tilden High School.
I don't really know Al Woodson too much. I know him, but I remember the name. He was good. I know he was good.
Okay, all right.
I didn't know he lived on Eastern Parkway. If he did, I didn't know that.
Wow. Oh, he said, nah, Pat got that in the bag. Spice. Yo,
thank you.
Yo, Pat. Yo, it was a pleasure, man, to holler at you, man. I appreciate you, my brother.
I thank you, man. I don't be doing this, man. You know.
I know, man. I want to give you your crown while you're here, brother. So salute to you, man.